slack off because why? Nobody would ever do it. It's all volunteers. Nobody's paid, right? Nobody would ever do the job because it's, you want to meditate. You don't want to watch the incense every week or every sit, So he beat him with a board, a big stick of pine, hardwood. And now he's bleeding. He's bleeding, right? He's drowned in the river. Now he's beaten, bruises and all. And they hit him, but they have to hit him. It's the rules. So he's like more dead than alive now. He still didn't tell me about it. Got drowned. And he can save it. So the sit starts, and he we know about this story because it's his autobiography, and he writes really spare and to fill in the details. So he says he totally forgot his body and mind because it hurt too much. He's just in pain, and everything ached, and so he could sit really quiet because he didn't dare move. No energy, he's all more dead, But because of that, his false thinking, his habitual false thinking was much, much lighter than ever. So he's sitting there, and he writes, 1 week passes. The second week passes, and all of a sudden, his illnesses just kind of fall away. And he's like, very light. And he says he felt this kind of radiance from inside and outside, no different. 3 weeks go by, 4 weeks, 10 weeks try. And the hermits all arrive, one by one, right? The ones he saved the places for. And who comes? The abbot who pulled him out of the river comes to do the transit. He goes, oh, here's Empty Cloud. What? What's he sitting there like that? He looks like he's mostly dead. They say, we had to beat him. You beat him? Did you know he drowned? He didn't tell us. He didn't tell us. They're all going, oh, that guy's tough. Oh, he's tough. He didn't say a word about nearly drowning. And then they'd be, man. Give it to him. And so now 6 weeks. And suddenly, he can see through the walls of the monastery, he writes. He said, I noticed that the verger of the monastery, the head chef, outside, going to the bathroom in the toilet, and I could see through the walls of the, I could see the boats on the canal going by, the barges carrying the crops to central China, and his state is getting very refined, very marvelous. So, we're into the 8th week, and according to the rules of the Chan session, you drink tea. Everybody's got a teacup, and the way they do it, Chan tea is not fancy like us with teapots and all. You have a cup like this with a lid, and in the morning you throw a bunch of leaves in there, tea leaves. Then they pour hot water on. You let it steep till it cools up, you drink it, and you go back and sit. And then they pour more water in. So your teacup is your teapot, right? So it was the last sit of the night. And he had some more tea leaves in there. And so, you know how it works. Usually the last ones awake are the young people. They give a young guy, some young monk, the job of pouring the hot water in the cups of the monks sitting in the Chan hall. So it's some young guy, and those tea kettles, of course, is wood stove. So it's probably one of those cast iron, it's not a tea kettle, it's a hot water kettle, right? Big hot water kettle with a big cloth handle so you don't burn your hand, all black on the bottom from the coal, from the fire smoke, the wood smoke. And so the young guy, probably some monk coming along, Master Empty Cloud holds his teacup out, and the kid aims the hot water, misses the cup, and puts the hot water on his hand. Steams his hand, right? Drops his teacup, and the cup goes, and I'm not going to demonstrate, the cup goes chink, like that, breaks. Instantly, Master Empty Cloud, Kaiwu, right, wakes up. He says, I've awakened from a dream. The results of all of my work, the pilgrimage, drowning in the river, being beaten, repaying my mother's kindness who died in childbirth, his childbirth. He said, all of that came to a conclusion today. If it had not been for my mother dying in childbirth, for Manjushri Bodhisattva saving me twice on my pilgrimage, for the river that drowned me and drowned my false thoughts, for the monks here beating me, and helping me completely forget my body, I never could have had this liberation. You see, how wonderful. What does he do? He writes 2 poems. Not 1, but 2. 2 poems. And the poem goes, 北自普落地，相声名利利，虚空分碎也，匡心荡下息. That's the first one. How do you like it? Pretty good, huh? But it's Chinese, darn. Oh, I forgot to catch it. Okay. So, he said, the cup hit the floor with a ringing sound that echoed in the air. Empty space, too, broke to bits, and my mad mind stopped right there. The second poem goes, 趟着手，打翠杯，家破人亡，鱼难开。春到，花开，处处休。山河大地，是如来。He writes. Right? So, how does it go? Burned my hand, busted my cup, broken for good my mind. Like my family, it's gone. People are lost. Words are hard to find. Spring is here. The flowers breathe their fragrance to the sun. Mountains, rivers, the earth itself are just the thus come one. Okay, let's look at that. Now, what does he say? The first half of that, the second poem is 2 stanzas, right? The first half goes like this. Burned my hand, busted my cup, broken for good my mind. Like my family is lost. People are gone. Words are hard. So what's that? That's called true emptiness. That's desolate, right? That's the universe. The universe actually ultimately doesn't care. It's just atoms, particles, swirling around, held together by what? By individual karma, habitual action. It's a very Newtonian vision of the universe, actually mechanical. It's cold, unfeeling, right? Burned my hand, busted my cup, broken for good my mind. Like my family is lost, he left home early. Words are gone. Right? Words are hard to find. People are gone. That's cold. That's called Jenkong, true emptiness. It's the void. It's looking correctly at the void. But because of his wisdom, because it's Buddha Dharma, it doesn't stay empty. Nature doesn't do vacuums. Immediately it fills. So as they say, true emptiness does not obstruct wonderful existence. So the second stanza goes, spring is here. The flowers breathe their fragrance to the sun. Look, mountains, rivers, the earth itself, even Los Angeles, are just the thus coming. Right? It's all a gift. Right in the midst of that emptiness, it all comes back without even my wanting it to, with the slightest effort, it's all back. So that's a really good poem, right? That's a Chan poem supreme. 2 of them. This enlightenment verse, right? So it happened by smashing his cup. Now, I'm not recommending that you go home and smash a teacup and see if it works. That would be missing the point. You have to do all the way. You have to be beaten, you have to drown, then you can smash your teacup. Oh, man, maybe not. Besides, my teacup is like made of Tupperware. It bounces, right? So, I put that to a tune, and nobody has a banjo tonight, right? Anybody bring their banjo? I didn't think so. This song was set on a banjo, but I'll fake it with a guitar. This requires a sing-along. Requires you to sing along. 培智普罗地，向生命历历，虚空放随，狂心当下息。You do that? 培智普罗地. Say it. 培智普罗地. I know you don't speak. I can't do it in Vietnamese. I wish I could. We don't have any Chinese speakers here. Not enough. Okay. I'll do it. You can sing it. Sing along if not. Fake it. 培智普罗地，向生命历历，虚空放随。狂心当下息。So I wish I had my banjo. Actually, sounds like a blend of West Virginia and Tung Nam Shan. Okay. Cup hit the floor with a ringing sound that echoed in the air. Empty space broke to bits, and my mad mind stopped right there. 培智普罗地 sing along. 向生命历历 I pick Seeger again. 虚空放随狂心当下息。Burned my hand, busted my cup, broken for good my mind. Like my family, it's lost. People are gone and words are hard to find. 培智普罗地，向生命历历，虚空放随，狂心当下息。Spring is here, flowers breathe their fragrance to the sun. Mountains, rivers, the earth itself are just thus come one. 培智普罗地，向生命历历，虚空放随，狂心当下息。So that's Master Empty Cloud's song, somewhere north of West Virginia. So, all right. You have to imagine a bank. Okay, now last night over at Old Wheel, we said tonight we were going to do some Q&A. Master Lai and I are kind of, because we don't know everybody here, if we came down to LA to live, we'd probably know you all in a couple weeks, couple months, we all get to become Dharma friends, but we don't know you yet, so chances are the things that we want to talk about may or may not interest everybody. So here's your chance to put your hand in the air and ask us to talk about the things you're interested in, okay? So, an opportunity